attacks right here in the homeland. Sadly, the major Jewish and Christian establishment organizations have mostly failed to understand these challenges and to act. Therefore, we need ordinary people like yourselves to become active. You, we, all of us have a moral obligation to our way of life, to our children, and to our children's children. You cannot sit here today and enjoy this program and then go back home as a passive witness. Everything in our common history calls out to you to act. Now there's a special urgency. A full-page ad in yesterday's New York Times alerted us to the fact that senior Israeli officials and pro-Israel policymakers and writers are deeply, alarmingly concerned about reports that right after the election, President Obama plans to go to the United Nations, and as Charles Krauthammer put it, to take a parting shot at Israel. He plans to go to the United Nations. For months there have been indications that the president might go to the UN with his own version of a two-state solution, which would be enshrined in a new Security Council resolution, which would officially recognize a Palestinian state on the territory Israel captured in the 1967 Six-Day War. The Palestinian state, therefore, could come into being not through negotiations by the parties on the ground, which is the long-standing American policy, but through an imposed international law. The Boston Israel Action Committee, the sister grassroots group here, is urging American Jewish leaders to speak out. We need everybody to express fervent opposition to this horrible plan. BIAC will have a petition out in a few days. This is the full-page ad in yesterday's New York Times, placed there by the ZOA, by the Zionist Organization of America. We need immediate action. We are sounding the alarm. This is worse than UNESCO's recent decision that the Temple Mount was never Jewish. You know, Jews need humor at times like this. It's supposed to be therapeutic. So listen, there might be an upside to UNESCO's discovery that the Temple Mount is not Jewish, but Islamic. So, my Christian friends, you could see it couldn't possibly have been Jewish money changers that Jesus threw out of the temple. They weren't there. Ask UNESCO. It must have been Muslim money changers. And the crucifixion? We weren't anywhere near the place. Ask the UN. UNESCO is an awful thing, but it's only words. The Security Council resolution, on the other hand, granting statehood to the Palestinian Arabs, translates into actual international law and has consequences on the ground. So here is CJUI's call for action. We need you. We need some of you to join and help our leadership. If you are retired, if you have talents, if you have fire in the belly, if you know how to work, please do not just sit there. History will ask of you. Your children will ask of you. What did you do at this time to help Israel and the Jewish people? What did you do to help the Christians in the Middle East? You have a moral duty to act. Don't just sit there. Join us and come see me if you want to work with CJUI to defend our freedom. Now it's my honor to introduce Ray Hanna, the president of CJUI, who will present the first of our two Genesis Awards. Ray Hanna came to America from Cairo, Egypt, with his family, where as Coptic Christians they were a minority, and where Sharia law is written into the Constitution, and where Islam rules. Their only hope of freedom of religion and escaping religious persecution was to come to these shores. A defining moment for Ray's family came in 1996, when it happened that both Easter and the Muslims' Ramadan coincided on the calendar. To celebrate, the Egyptian government distributed a delicacy to everyone, pickled fish, except that they gave the Christians tainted, contaminated fish, and Ray saw 3 family members die and 27 become hospitalized. On 9/11/2001, Ray knew that Islamic Jihad had come to America, searching for an organization to join. None were to be found until 2008, when he joined ACT for America, the largest national security grassroots movement in the United States that today has over 250,000 members and more than 800 chapters. Ray has been serving as the Boston chapter leader of ACT ever since. He is also CJUI's president. We need people to come forward and work with Ray. It's my honor to introduce Ray Hanna.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart to every single one here sitting in our chairs today. It is without you that we would not be able to push forward. So first and foremost, I want to take just 20 seconds and ask God for his protection over us as we hear this wonderful speaker and as we go forth beyond this event and do great things. Thank you, dear God in heaven, for this congregation today. Thank you for blessing us, for giving us the grace to be here, to be amongst friends, to be amongst those who consider themselves Zionists, as I do. Thank you, dear God, for all that you have given us and all that you will us to do. Amen. I know Charles gave just a very quick, brief introduction as to my presidency at CJUI. I just wanted to extrapolate for 2 seconds on that. And that is, I came to Christians and Jews United for Israel out of a passion for Israel, out of a love for Israel, and out of the understanding that in the Middle East, where 23 Muslim majority nations work hard at not only attacking any religious minority, but work hard at attacking and decimating Israel. And I have learned through my ability to have freedom of speech, freedom of thought here in the United States, that I have learned that the only country in this Middle East region, 24 countries, only one country protects my religious sites, protects my ability to practice as a Christian, protects all that we hold dear, including the most precious pilgrimage to Israel. And they do that unequivocally, without hesitation, and for that, I will be forever grateful to the state of Israel. As Dr. Charles Jacobs just alluded to, our first recipient, I will have the pleasure of introducing. I just want to say a couple of quick thank yous. Thank you to Americans for Peace and Tolerance for all that you have done. Dr. Charles Jacobs. Thank you to the Russian Jewish Community Foundation for all the work that you have done with us to help us. Please see our sponsor tables, specifically Act for America, the FIDF. They have a wonderful event that's coming up. Please go to their table and see what they have to offer. I want to thank personally the board of directors. Without their help, we would not be here today. I want to thank Helga Lovestead, Bob Abrams, Margot Einstein, everybody, Tina Berlin, everybody here that has been helping us, Luis Munoz and Delmi Chacon from our Hispanic community have been stalwarts and assisting and volunteering in every way they can. If I have missed anybody, please forgive me. I want to say thank you most of all to Bev and Larry Copeland, our chairs for this event. Bev and Larry have worked tirelessly with the rest of the committee to make this happen. The reason that you are sitting here in these seats today is because of those two people, to which I am eternally grateful for all of the work that they do. Without them, this could not have happened. I finally want to thank Gail Thomas, who, along with Bev, have made this event happen. But Gail is leaving us and she's moving to Georgia. This will be her last event. She will be greatly and sorely missed. And I will not know what to do other than to call her in Georgia every once in a while and say, Gail, how did you do that? So Gail, please stand up for one last time. Thanks for so much. And finally, I want to thank our previous presidents, Fumio Tato, our founder and first president, May Long.